y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful French dip sandwiches. If you guys want to know how I make that, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. So first, if you're new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a notification from me. So these are the ingredients that I used today. I had a chuck roast, and I also used some wine. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm going to use that wine for some deglazing. I also had a cup of beer. Any beer you want will work. I think I had Budweiser that day. And then a cup of beef broth, some beef consommé, some beefy onion soup mix, some fresh minced garlic, Worcestershire sauce. I heard somebody say, wash your sister sauce. You're going to need some sliced onions, some salt and pepper, and also an Instapot. Yes, honey, we are using the Instapot today. It's going to cut the cook time down. So I think I'm gonna cook this in my Instapot for about an hour and 10 minutes. Okay, honey? Yes. So first you just see me cutting my chuck roast in half. Of course, this entire chuck roast is not gonna fit flat inside of my my Instapot while I sear it, so I had to cut it in half, okay? Now, I love these French dip sandwiches, okay? My favorite spot to get a French dip sandwich is 54th Street, yes. So I figured, why not make my own, okay? So I'm gonna show you guys how to make your own at home too, in case you love these sandwiches just as much as I do. But if you don't, I hope you decide to give this recipe a try so that it'll change your mind about it, okay? So I'm just going to go in with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil inside of my Instapot. I am going to put this on saute so that I can get my chuck roast seared up, okay? That's the lovely thing about this Instapot. It is a one-stop, well, yeah, one-stop shop. Yeah, it's a one-stop shop. So, and also that olive oil, the oil pump that I just used, I got that from Amazon, y'all, okay? So I'm going to try to link that in the description box below. And while we wait for our chuck roast to sear, why not pour us up a glass of wine, okay? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, honey, yes. So just pour you up a glass right now and be sure to cheers it out with me, okay? Yes. Let's take a sip. All right, now back to cooking. So now that we've got our first half of our chuck roast seared up, as you can see here, it has a nice, beautiful sear on it. We're just going to remove that and put our second piece in. That's what you want it to look like. So I've gotten all of my chuck roast seared up. I'm going to go back in with my onions and I'm going to start sauteing these. I'm also going to add a little salt to my onions so that we can release some of that moisture and get a little bit more of the flavor from those onions out of there, okay? Now, this is where I go in with some of that wine for cooking instead of just drinking, okay? So just throw you a splash of wine in there to start loosening up all those brown bits that the chuck roast left behind when we were searing it, okay, honey? Yes. And go back in with just a little bit more if you need to, because a little wine ain't never hurt nobody, okay? And this is what your onion should be looking like right now, okay? Yes, beautiful. Yes, honey, keep going, okay? Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of my fresh minced garlic. If you have jar minced garlic, use that. It is perfectly fine. Just throw you in a couple of teaspoons and you're good to go. Now we are at the part where we're going to add our meat back into the Instapot, okay? Just put your chuck roast right on top of those onions there, okay, honey? And all that juice that you see on that plate, yes, dump that in there too. Now we're going to get ready to add in the rest of our ingredients. So you're going to use that 1 packet of Beefy Onion Soup mix. You're also going to add in your Worcestershire sauce, wash your sister sauce. You're also going to add in your cup of beer and your cup of beef broth, okay? If you're not a drinker, then you can leave out the wine for the deglazing, and you can also leave out that beer too, okay? It's perfectly fine. Just add in another cup of beef broth as a replacement for your beer. I also found some dried thyme that I'm also going to throw down into this Instapot as well. And then we're going to pop the top on, honey. We're going to put this on pressure cooking for about an hour, hour and 10 minutes. And we're going to let this bad boy cook, okay? Yes. We're going to be eating good in about an hour. So now we're going to make a little garlic butter to go onto our bread, okay? Because who doesn't like a little garlic bread to go along with their sandwiches, okay? Because I do, honey, yes, okay? So we're just going to add in some of that fresh minced garlic that we had from earlier. We're going to throw in some fresh parsley along with some black pepper, a little bit of salt, and some crushed red pepper, okay? If you're going to use the salted butter, there is no need to add any salt to your butter. But if you're going to be using unsalted butter, just throw in a couple of pinches of salt to your butter, okay? And then I also had some Kinder's garlic and herb butter mix or season. So I'm also going to put some of that in there as well. And then we're just going to set this to the side, and we're going to wait until we're ready to pop our bread into the oven to just allow the garlic butter to adhere to that bread, okay? Give it a nice toasty, garlicky taste. Now it was time for us to release that pressure. You just want to release it, and you're going to let that go for about 10 minutes, okay? So now while we're waiting on that pressure to release for about 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and slather up our bread with that garlic butter mixture that we had made up. And then we're just going to pop it in the oven at 350 degrees, allow that to brown a little bit, and then we're going to put these sandwiches together, babe. Yes, we are. Y'all, if you could smell the smell that's in my house, okay, this roast smells so delicious. I could eat it just like it is. It doesn't even need to go on a sandwich, okay? I'll eat it just as is. And it is so tender. It was falling apart while I was trying to take it out the pot. So you know it's about to be good, okay? I mean, look at this. I mean, it cut like butter, okay? I didn't have to put any effort into this. I tried to pick it up and, just mush it together in my hands, but girl, that thing was so hot. But it's so tender, oh so good and so juicy from that beef broth and the beer that we added to it and that beef consommé. Chef's kiss. So what I'm doing here is just adding in a couple of tablespoons of some cornstarch, and we're going to make a slurry so that we can thicken up the sauce that is left inside of our Instapot for dipping, okay? Yes, we are. Just thicken it up just a little bit. So I'm just going to take some of that juice that's inside of the Instapot and pour it inside of this measuring cup where I have my cornstarch. Give that a nice good old mix there, and then we're just going to pour that back inside the Instapot, put it on saute, let it thicken up for about 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to be ready to go, honey. Okay, I'm hungry. I don't know about you, but a girl's ready to eat. Now, as far as the cheese goes, I use sliced smoked flavored provolone cheese, but you can use Swiss cheese, you can use cheddar cheese, whatever cheese your heart desires, okay? Use what your taste buds want, honey, okay? Use what you love, use what you like. But this is what I went along with today because I do love provolone cheese on my French dip sandwiches, okay? Now we're just going to add our meat to these sandwiches, okay, honey? Yes, it is almost time to eat. But we're going to add our meat, and then I'm going to pop this in the oven so that the cheese can melt a little bit on top of that meat there. We're going to put it in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes, not long. Just enough for that cheese to melt, all right? And now that our sandwiches are in the oven, allowing our cheese to melt, we're going to go ahead and fill up our little bowls with our dipping sauce so that we can dip these sandwiches, honey. And y'all, would you look at this, honey? Oh my goodness. My mouth is watering from doing this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, please remember when you are in the kitchen, you are favored with flavor, honey. Be sure to come back and watch me cook something else for you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you soon.